to Look Around Florida. Hope you're all doing great tonight. When you join the chat, just put your name in and where you're from. Love to see a lot of people throughout Florida, not just Florida, but throughout the Confederation on the night. We have candidate for Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief Tony Griffin. He's in the background right now. Will be joining us shortly. So let me get this out of the way. This way I can stay out of the doghouse. You know, people above me not calling me and saying, "Why did you say that?" This way keeps me out of the doghouse and you out of the doghouse as well. So I'm the Florida man, aka Sean McFall. Love to see all you guys and girls. So if you're typing and I do not see it, just DM me on Facebook directly. Oh, thanks, Keith. Now the chat's working. I know we got 5 people watching right now. We got 2 people on YouTube and 3 on Facebook. Hey, Dave. Good to see you, sir. We got Jeffro Khan in the house. So, as soon as we get a little bit more people in, we'll go into tonight's episode with Tony. Remember, guys, I will have a section where you guys can ask Tony questions. Just be gentlemen and ladies about it. Oh, okay, Dave. So, biggest thing that's coming up this Saturday is the Florida Division reunion. Hey, Beth. Hope you're feeling better. Biggest thing we got going on is the Florida Division reunion this Saturday. If you didn't get a chance to get your registration in, bring it with you to Trenton. Our division leadership cannot guarantee you a hat or a meal, but this is an election year. This is very important. I'm up for re-election. Various other people are up for a re-election. There's Miss Hudson. How you doing tonight, Linda and Roy? All right, let me get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. This past Saturday, I know a lot of you went up to Miss Vicky Norris's funeral. A lot of people within the Metcalf, SCV, and OCR said that it was a good turnout. So if you did go up to pay your respect to Miss Vicky Norris, thank you. And I'm sure if Lee Norris was here, he would say thank you also. I think it's 8, 9 o'clock. Let me double check because I haven't seen anything published yet. Good question, Roy. Ready. Stand by. I knew somebody was going to ask this question, and I had a feeling, and I was not prepared. Ready. Where's the section on the division reunion? All right. Found it, Roy. Thank you for asking, sir. 2024 Florida Division reunion will be June 1st, this Saturday. Start time will be 9:30 a.m. Location, Trenton, Florida. So be early. Talk to your fellow compatriots. I'm not too sure, Roy, on what time that the Florida OCR meeting is going to start. That's the only thing I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find that. But with all that, yeah, I hope you liked the little video I did this past Saturday at the Buckingham Cemetery. I am working on a couple of things to keep you entertained. Nice one, Dave. All right. Since we got quite a bit of stuff out of the way, yes, opening ceremonies is at 9:30. So come early. There might be some people doing some donation drives. They'll be out front, maybe. With all that, please give a great welcome to our candidate for Lieutenant Commander in Chief, Tony.
Evening, Sean.
Tonight, sir.
I'm doing great. How about you?
Just another fun night down here in Southwest Florida.
I wish I was there.
No, you don't. It's hot and dry out.
Hey, as I told you, I'm a native Floridian, so I'm used to it.
Right. So, Tony, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Tony Griffin, running for Lieutenant Commander in Chief. I was born in Palaca, Florida, a long time ago. Grew up in Melbourne, Florida. Moved down there after about 3 years, when I was 3 years old. Graduated from O'Galley High School. Hey, Roy and Linda. Joined the Navy after high school. After I went to University of Florida for 2 years and another quarter. Joined the Navy. Was in for a little over 8 years. Started work up here in Virginia for Electric Power Company. I worked for 32 years and retired in September 2022. 22? Yeah, 22. Years are going by too quick. I joined the SCV in Stonewall Camp in Portsmouth, Virginia in 1992. We started a camp up here in Smithfield, and I wound up joining them in 2007, and I've been in that camp ever since. I was camp commander from 2008 to 2018. I've been the camp adjutant ever since. I've been on the division executive council for the last 12 years. I started out as division adjutant, then lieutenant commander, past commander, then past commander for 4 years, and then commander again. And I just gave that up at our convention on April 20th this year. So now I'm got 4 more years on the DEC up here as past commander. And I've also, during Commander-in-Chief Larry McClooney's time, he appointed me as his deputy chief of staff. So give me a little experience getting bossed around by the big guy. So that about sums up that part of it. I announced I was running for Army Commander back in June of last year. And then this past December, I got a phone call from a GEC member saying, we want you to run for Lieutenant Commander in Chief. And then I said, I'm running for Army Commander. And I said, what's up? And they said, well, Ron Kennedy had to withdraw from the race and we want you to run. And then I got some more phone calls saying the same thing. And so I'm running for Lieutenant Commander in Chief.
Cool.
It's nice. It was really nice but I wasn't expecting that, when you've been running for about 6 months in one position and all of a sudden you get asked to run for something else. But I was very honored and had to get permission from the wife. I'm married. My wife's name is Annette, and I got 3 children who are all grown boys, and they're all in the SCV also.
Cool.
So that's about it for my personal stuff right now.
Can you go ahead and talk about, well, you touched a little bit on it, about why you're running for Lieutenant Commander in Chief.
Yeah, well, I was asked. That's primarily, I wasn't I wasn't expecting that. But knowing what the job entails now, that I started talking to some of the GEC members and stuff, and see what exactly, looking at the Constitution, see what it entails. And you're basically working directly for the commander in chief, and your primary responsibility is recruiting and retention. You're the head of that committee, and that's something that's big right now that needs to be focused on in the SCV. Is we need to recruit and we need to retain the members that we already have. Plus, we need to get a lot more focused on the children, and we need our cadet program to be improved. I know Commander-in-Chief Boshears has talked about that. We had a conversation with him about that last year because we were talking about that in Virginia, and we're trying to get something going on better with that. And so we'd like to get a lot more kids involved so that they learn about our history before they get told something wrong in schools. And even if they drop out of the SCV, at least you got that seed planted when they're young. And when they get settled down in life, maybe they can come back in and when they get a little older, graduate college, get their job or whatever. If we can't retain them then maybe once they settle down, we can get them back in. So, and there's all kinds of other things that we need to work on still. I feel like talking a rerun show here because just about all the candidates, I've watched several on your show and on the SCV chat already.
Yeah.
We all talk about communications. We need to improve our communications from the top down and from the bottom up. We have to let everybody know what we're doing and what's going on, especially from the GEC level on down. And we have to get that debt paid off for the museum. That's the biggest thing that's held over our heads right now is that debt. And I know the Kennedys have launched that 21st Century Hero program. That's a great idea to get. If we could get 1,000 people or 1,500 people to spend $1,000, we get that loan paid off before next year. And we'd have all that extra money to focus on promoting our heritage, recruiting, retention, and everything else that we do, and improve the museum even further. I got to see the museum down at the SD Lee Institute this year, and it's awesome. We got a great product there, and we need to promote that more. We got to get the word spread on that so that we can get more people coming in there and also help pay for it. So that's pretty much it as far as my platform going on. Like I said, retention, recruiting, the museum. Another issue is we have to stop all the arguing amongst ourselves. I know the museum's caused all kinds of issues the last couple of years. We have it, it's ours, we got to pay for it. That's it. Nothing else can be said. The infighting amongst different groups and stuff, we just got to stop the pettiness that's going on and concentrate on the SCV and what we do. Promote ourselves, protect our heritage, and live the charge, like SD Lee told us to do. So.
Now, Tony, you touched on communication. What kind of ideas you got on that?
Well, I want to work with the Army commanders and the councilmen to make sure that the word gets spread back to the divisions and to the membership. Councilmen, they're like the congressmen. They're supposed to be working for the people, which is our members. And the Army commander works more with the divisions and their DCs and stuff, but they need to communicate everything that's going on from top down. Also, I think this has been said by just about everybody too that's come on. Our website needs to be improved dramatically. And we got a good thing going right now with, like, Look Around Florida and SCV Chat. It's two awesome ways to spread the word and get it out to as many people as possible. As we were talking before the show started, there's no excuse for the membership not to know what's going on if they tune in on a regular basis, especially the SCV Chat, because they cover the whole SCV. And y'all down in Florida, the members in Florida, tune into your show, and they can find out what's happening in the Florida division. So that's communications. We got the magazine, we got chat and other programs that are on, emails, the gray line. whatever it's called now. I can't off the top of my head, but the email communications going on. We just got to do a better job and just keep on with what we're doing now better, like the chat and your show, and get the website up to speed. I was talking with Commander-in-Chief O'Shears yesterday. He's up here in Virginia right now, and we had a Memorial Day service at Blandford Cemetery in Petersburg, and we spent about 7 hours together yesterday. So it's I'm ready to work with all the people on the GC, work together with whoever gets elected. I mean, I know there's a lot of good people running, and I think we're going to have a good GEC no matter who gets elected. Right now, I'm running unopposed, but that could change at any time. Someone could be run off the floor, and if more power to them, I'm not taking anything for granted here. It's an honor to run and an honor to be asked to serve, and I will, and I'm ready to do it. I have the experience to do it. And
Now,
I'm
Tony,
ready, Sean. I'm ready.
All right. You touched a little bit on it also. What kind of ideas you have for recruiting and retention?
The biggest thing that I see the problems that we have right now is at the camp level. There's a lot of these camps that are just eat, meet, and retreat. They have no programs, no speakers. They don't offer their membership anything. They get a magazine once every 2 months. Mm-hmm. And they may have a meeting that is just a business meeting, and they don't have any projects going on. They're not cleaning any cemeteries. They're not putting up any flags. They're not, raising money to help with monuments or heritage defense. We have to get the camps, get a program going to help them learn how to hold productive meetings, to recruit new members and retain them. I was talking with Carl Jones a week or so ago about that, and about the programs they have in the AOT, probably the workshops that they do to promote those kind of things. And I said, that's a great idea. I think that all the armies need to be doing that. And I don't think we're doing it in A&V at all. And that's one thing that needs to be done. I'm not sure if the ATM does it. I think they do. I think they had something recently out there in Texas, but we have to do something to promote these camps to be good camps and keep their members interested and gain membership. Because if you're not doing anything, why does anybody want to go to a meeting? They're going to join, get their certificate, hang it on the wall, and may attend a couple meetings. If there's nothing interesting going on, that's all you're going to get out of it. They're not going to pay their dues the following year. So I think that's the biggest thing right there, is you got to keep the people interested and have programs and activities to keep them that way.
Well, speaking of the devil, he just joined the chat. Good day, Carl.
Faversham.
That's cool.
Carl's, I'm going to lean, if I get elected and he gets elected, I'm going to lean on him a lot, because in all the Army commanders and councilmen.
Now, here's a question that I was asked just the other day at my camp meeting. And granted, I'm asking every candidate this same question. Are you willing to travel throughout the Confederation, especially all the way throughout Florida?
Yeah. I just came back from a 9-day trip to Louisiana and crossed over into Texas while I was down there too. But I went to their convention. Going to Tennessee again here shortly. Right. Did a Forest Boyhood Home thing. I'll be in Florida in August, guys. If I'm going to try to hit the Melbourne camp meeting if I'm there.
Well,
Roy, did you hear that?
If Roy and Linda let me know, it's difficult for me during the week, but if they have you on a weekend, I'll drive over.
Yeah, if I didn't get elected, if someone runs against me and wins, I enjoy going to other camps. You learn a lot of stuff. You learn how people look at things different ways and what they're doing, and you can pick up some good ideas. And same
Yes,
way
sir.
with going to other conventions, just do the same thing. I've been to the South Carolina convention back in March. I think it was March or early April.
Yeah,
Our
something like
convention,
that.
Louisiana. So that's probably going to be it for the conventions I get to hit this year. But we're rapidly approaching Charleston. It's coming up quicker than you think right now. It's less than 2 months away now. So.
Well, yeah, because we got our division reunion this weekend, and last year when we did Arkansas, it was like 2 weeks later we were in Arkansas.
Now I drove out there. That was a good trip too.
I really enjoyed the Arlington. I mean, yeah, it's historical, but if they cleaned up the hotel and did some renovations on the hotel, it'd be great again.
Yeah.
Other than the, you touched a little bit on the internal squabbles within the SCV. I had it on the tip of my tongue and I just lost it. What? Yeah. Other than that, what other? We talked about communication. We talked about retention and recruitment. What kind of other, besides paying off the big thing, getting the museum paid off, what kind of other ideas do you have?
Well, of course, heritage defense is always a big thing. And we've been dealing with that constantly up here in Virginia, as you probably know.
Yeah.
Ever since my first term as division commander back in 2016. Right after that, we started with the Charlottesville monument issue, and we filed a lawsuit there. And I was an individual. Me and my heritage defense coordinator were both individuals on that lawsuit also. We filed as individuals besides as a division to fight this stuff. And, we just had to go around with the Arlington Cemetery, the reconciliation monument up there, and that's still being fought over right now, and National's taking the lead on that. But of course, Virginia's, we're following that close because that's right here in our neck of the woods. So heritage defense, heritage offense, heritage promotions, that's another big thing. Education, like I said, with the youth and everything, we have to put our word out there and get it out there to the people. We gotta have to get the truth out there. And people like Carl Jones, he's a great wordsmith. I love listening to Carl.
I do too. You guys just, I don't know if the Virginia division had anything to do with it, but you guys had a couple of schools got their original names back up there, right?
Yes, and in fact, one of our past brigade commanders was head of the group. He got that group started that was fussing at the school board up there. And we got, well, the names haven't been changed back. I think the policy is going to be that they will change them back, but they will not be funded by the schools. It has to be privately funded. So it's a win, but it's going to be a costly win to get it all changed back, but it's worthwhile. And we also got our license plate and the UDC tax exemption issue up here. The governor finally vetoed those bills at the last minute. And so we get to keep our SCV license plate, even though it doesn't have a logo on it. And we get to keep the Robert E. Lee plates. And the ladies will not have to pay real estate taxes on their building, which would have cost them about $50,000 a year.
Wow.
So, yeah. So we got a heritage victory up here right there, but we can't sit on these things and let them go and say, yeah, we win. Look, things are turning around. They may be turning around, but if we don't keep pushing it, it'll go right back to where it was.
Yeah.
So we got too many people working against us right now. like I said, that we don't need to be detracted by any internal squabblings, that we need to focus on the people that are against us and taking care of business.
Exactly. That's why our enemies, you served in the military,
Yep.
All right. Any enemy always looks for a weakness. Well, does anybody have any questions for Tony? Feel free to ask us. Put them in the chat. I'll bring them up so Tony can read them. Feel free. I don't think if Tony was shy, he would not be on this show.
If I was shy, I wouldn't be running for any office or done what I've done already.
Well, this is true.
I'm not one of them ones that look to get out in the public eye and speaking and all that, but I will. I just love serving I love the SCV, and I love what we stand for.
Yeah.
Love our ancestors. And we had, I did 3 memorial services this weekend, spread around local here in Petersburg, and we got our Jefferson Davis services coming up next Saturday while y'all are in your convention. And the Kennedy brothers are going to be up here for that, and Jason's going to be there too. And so we got a lot of stuff going on up here in Virginia, and we got like you said, we talked about earlier, we got a pretty good sized division. And for a while we were running for battling, I think, North Carolina and Georgia for the top spot with the numbers, but with COVID and the 2020 other issues happened in 2020, we're down a little bit in the numbers, but we're trying to build that back up, and we're getting back there slowly. So I said, recruiting, retention, that's right now, that's where we're hurting, is we got to get that.
David with the Tennessee division does have a question for you.
Got to put my glasses on. SARM. Yeah. Work with anybody that's aligned with us. That's not, that doesn't go against our principles and values and anything else that'll violate our Constitution. If they're willing to work with us, they're heritage groups, and they're not out there extremists, by all means, we can work with them. I mean, we're all out there for the common goal of preserving our heritage and honoring our ancestors. And we have to work together. UDC, Children of the Confederacy, the OCR, MOS&B, SAR, like you said, that we got, and there's all kinds of others. There's the 1812 people, there's Mexican War veteran groups, there's anybody that's willing to work with us that has the same goals as us and same values as us, I don't have a problem working with.
We got another question from Roy Hudson for you. If you need me to read it, Tony,
I can read it. What skills do I bring to the table from your professional life? Well, I was a supervisor in the Navy, so that helps. As far as my work experience, I worked in the nuclear power industry for quite a while, and then I went to a construction office. I was just a union member. So, but as far as in my SCV professional life, I think that I'm pretty good at organization, leadership skills, getting people together to stop the arguing. That was a big thing when I first took office in Virginia, was to stop the infighting up here. I know how to work with others well and get people around me that know what they're doing. And I think that with a GEC, that whoever gets elected on this, like I said, we got a lot of people, good people running for office, that I think we could all work together as a team. And each of us has our own individual skills and skill sets that we should be able to promote the SCV's agenda and move it forward in the future.
I did have a question. And I know the Virginia division has a great relationship. Because Roy asked about skills, and I know you guys had a good relationship with the Virginia Flaggers, if I'm not mistaken. Blech.
Well, at one time we didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, and that wasn't so much the flaggers themselves. It was some of our SCV members that were causing issues. And when I became division commander, I pretty much did what I just said about working with other groups.
Yeah.
I said, if you belong to another organization along with the SCV, do what you want with those groups. Don't embarrass that group or the SCV with any of your actions. As long as you don't do anything bad, I don't have a problem with it. In fact, this last few years, we're getting along better with them. And in fact, last year, we just dedicated the Lee Jackson Memorial Park that the Stonewall Brigade camp out in Lexington owns. And the Virginia Flaggers worked with the camp to put up that 80 or 90 foot pole out there. So we're working together, and hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah. It helps out when you both have a common goal.
Exactly. And right now that's promoting our Southern heritage.
Yeah. All right, guys, come on. Ask Tony questions. I'm thinking of some.
I say I'd love to be down in Florida for y'all's convention, man. It's just too bad I couldn't get down there this year.
Right.
I have to make that a goal if I get elected to get down there because, I said I'm a native Floridian. My parents are native Floridians. My grandmothers are native Floridians. My family started in Florida, moved down from South Georgia in the early 1830s.
Right.
So they're pioneer stock down there. And said I just got wound up in Virginia 41 years ago almost now in the Navy. So got out in 1990 and only place hiring at the time was utility company up here. So I applied all over the country. 5 years later, the power station down in St. Lucie, Florida was hiring, but I was already vested in up here. So it was like, well,
they weren't hiring at Turkey Point.
No, St. Lucie, like I said, hired 5 years later, but Turkey Point wasn't hiring. Crystal River wasn't hiring. None of them. Believe me, I applied everywhere back home.
Right.
But hey, I've lived up here now, been officially a Virginia resident for 34 years now. And, I'm still Florida boy at heart, running the swamps of North Florida, Putnam County.
Yeah.
And hunting and fishing up there. Grew up, my grandparents up there had a big cattle ranch right near the Ocala National Forest. So,
yeah, Roy does typed in St. Louis is where Roy and Linda live.
Yeah, I know they live right down. We stay every summer. In fact, we'll be down in Vero Beach in August, just a few miles from where they live.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Come on, guys. Don't be shy. That's
all
why
is good
Tony's
in the
here,
SCV.
so you guys get to meet him.
Everything's good in the SCV if there's no questions.
Well, we'll find out this Saturday.
Oh, y'all aren't planning on having any fisticuffs, are you?
Not this year, but you never know what's going to happen at our reunion. But we are having a soiree Friday night at the Quality Inn in Chiefland. Everybody's invited. You can wear your kilt. Jeffro Kai was talking about his favorite lampshade the other day. I don't know what that has to do with the soiree.
If I look like I'm fading out on the screen, it's starting to get dark up here now. And I'm sitting out on my deck.
You go with a flamingo color, Jeffro? Yeah. Well, I'm going to give it a couple minutes, Tony, see if we got any questions that pops up.
Well, if they don't have anything else, like I said, I look forward to seeing everybody in Charleston. Hopefully, Florida has a big contingent come up. I've hung out with the the Kirby Smith camp from Jacksonville?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. When was that? I think in 2014 at the party down in Charleston they had. And they're always doing something. I think.
Oh, here's a question for you. This is coming from our division chaplain.
No, I have not. That's on the other side of the state. It's about that's in Lexington. It's about 3.5 hours away from here. I've never been to the VMI parade. Now we go to Lexington to the Lee Jackson Day services, and like I said, to the Memorial Park dedication last year. But as far as VMI parade, no, I haven't ever been.
Good question, Kim. Thank you. Come on, guys. Keep them rolling.
Now, we got so much stuff you can do up here in Virginia. We were talking about that with Commander-in-Chief Boshears yesterday while we were eating supper in Petersburg. And there's so many places to go, so many things to see up here and different events going on, and not to mention the battlefields and the historic sites, houses, and everything. And him and Linda have already been hitting things, and they're doing the battlefields and other stuff this week too, before this weekend's events. But you could spend a lifetime up here and not hit it all. That's how much there is to do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been up here for 41 years, and there's still so much I haven't seen in Virginia. And we try to do a lot of things, and like I say, we like to travel, and that's one of the first things the Kennedy brothers asked my wife back in January at the Lee Jackson service over in Lexington was when we were talking about me running and stuff. And they asked her, do you like to travel? That was the wrong thing to ask her because yes, she does.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, we actually, on that trip to Louisiana, we actually got to stop in Vicksburg and stay at one of the mansions that was used during the war there. It's a bed and breakfast, Duff Green Mansion, and
I think I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, and toured the battlefield all day on the next day. So first time ever been to Vicksburg, and we didn't get to go to the reunion there last time they had it down there, but that battlefield is awesome. I mean, that was a great place to visit. There's all kinds of places outside of Virginia. I know I haven't seen a lot. I look forward to seeing more of them in my travels. But,
because I know down here in Florida, we're not an old state, but the oldest city we have goes back to the 1500s, and that's St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, yeah.
Yep.
Been there many times.
I got to put this up. Carl's busting your chops.
Jarhead. Thanks, Carl. I love you too. I'll tell Carl, Marines are part of the Department of the Navy, and he'll come back with the men's department. So,
well, hey, the way I look at it, you guys have to take them places.
Yeah, we're their Uber drivers.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's the Navy piloting those ships to take them where they need to go.
Yeah, we had a Marine contingent on board. I was on a carrier for 6 years, so
Which
we
one?
didn't see him much. I was down in the reactor room all the time, so I didn't see much anything outside of there, really. Sleeping and working, that was about it.
Yeah. Did they let you come up and see daylight?
I would go up at least every 2 weeks to see the sun. Just to see if it was still there.
Right.
And blind it and then go back down.
Right. Well, Tony, I know it's starting to get dark for you. I can barely see you.
Oh yeah, I'm starting to get real dark. I'll get up here closer.
That's all right, Tony. If we don't have any more questions for Tony, I'm thinking about calling it a night.
Okay. Well, one last thing. I hope you all have a great reunion down in Florida. Wish I was there. And hope you have a productive reunion and have fun.
Yeah. The Navy hates to start. All right, we got another jarhead picking at you. Yes, Jeffro's a jarhead.
Love all my military brothers.
Well, Tony, I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule for coming on the chat tonight. So the guys get to know who you are. That way they can make the best decision when we all meet up in Charleston.
Yep. All right. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate you having me and enjoyed it.
Not a problem, Tony. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully we get to meet face to face up in Charleston.
Yep. I will see you in Charleston.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
All right. Just about everybody is saying, Tony, they're all going to see you in Charleston.
All right. See y'all.
All right. Have a good night, Tony. Thank you for joining us.
Good night, everybody.
All right. With that, guys, hope you like the episode we did tonight. Please click on the share button, no matter if it's Facebook or YouTube. Let your camps know we do these episodes so you guys can get the right information prior to this Saturday is Division Reunion. Next month is National Reunion. Yeah, anything that's going to affect Florida, AOT, and National, I'm bringing the information to you so you can make the right decision in Charleston or this weekend in Trenton. Till this Saturday. Have a good day. May God bless you on your road trips to Trenton this Saturday. Have a good night. Stay Southern. And stay out of trouble. And let me end the episode with a Florida Division member.
When my mother was in college, she danced with Confederate veterans. To me, it wasn't that far away. You know, my father knew this. My mother knew this. Almost 50 years ago, I joined the Sons of Confederate Veterans. In those days, we weren't concerned about saving monuments or any of those things. That wasn't necessary. In fact, none of us had any remote idea that it would ever come up. We can't just sit there and react. We have to be proactive. Or, as Robert E. Lee said, the best way to disrupt your enemy's plans is to strike first. Everyone should do all in his power to collect and disseminate the truth, in the hope that it may find a place in history and descend to posterity. History is not the relation of campaigns and battles and generals or other individuals, but that which shows the principles for which the South contended and which justified her struggle for those principles. If you're looking for some place to be where you think you're going to accomplish something to save our history, go to the Sons of Confederate Veterans. I'm Thomas Lee Jesse. I'm a descendant of Private Daughtery Gilmer, a Confederate veteran.
Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. See you Saturday.